Hello, friends. Today is June 22nd. That is the day that the Bishop of the North Georgia Conference, the Reverend Dr. Sue Garrett Johnson, and the Cabinet set as the earliest time that churches could gather in person due to the coronavirus pandemic. And I know that many of you were hoping we could begin in-person worship on this coming Sunday, June 28th. As the bishop also said in a recent communication, however, I ask you prayerfully to consider the question, are we going to prepare to open in a way that makes our church campus as safe as possible, rather than are we going to open simply because we can? As I mentioned at the end of worship yesterday, in recent weeks I have been in consultation with St. John's incoming pastor, the Reverend Dr. Danny Barton, as well as the staff and some church members, and we are planning a phased reopening for St. John for both safety and logistical reasons. We envision 3 phases with regard to worship. Phase 1 begins June 28th and goes through the next Sunday, July 5th. The services of worship for those Sundays will be recorded or a mixture of recorded material and live streaming. Phase 2 encompasses July 12th, Dr. Danny's first Sunday, and July 19th. On those 2 Sundays, the Church Council and their families will be invited to attend worship as kind of a soft open to see how well procedures work and whether any changes need to be made. This will also serve as a type of training for the Church Council members so that they may assist on the following Sundays. Phase 3 will begin on July 26th with the sanctuary open to all. And because we must comply with North Georgia, State of Georgia, and CDC guidelines, things will be different. At this time, masks and social distancing and hand sanitizer are required. Every other pew would be roped off. There can be no more than 50 gathered at a time, socially distanced. There will, of course, be music, but there will be no choir and no hymn singing by the congregation. Holy Communion may well be suspended for the time being. No offering plates will be passed. The hymnals and Bibles in the pews will be gathered, and the order of worship will be on the screens. Dismissal from worship will be row by row, and the south doors of the narthex will be opened to the outdoors. There will be many other changes, but you get the idea. More details will be shared with the Church Council at their meeting on June 29th, and then, of course, with the entire congregation. And by June 26th, things may be entirely different in our area. I want you to know that this is heartbreaking for me. As all of you know, June 28th is my last Sunday with you, and I can scarcely believe that I will not have the opportunity to give each of you a hug. But as Bishop Sue says, we do not want even one United Methodist to get sick, die, or infect others because they chose to go to church. In the words of the Apostle Paul in Philippians 2:4 and 1 Corinthians 16:14, let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interest of others, and let all that you do be done in love. This is what we as Christians are to be about, loving one another in the name of Christ and putting the well-being of others first. I know this will not be a popular decision in some circles, but it is because I love you, and I always will. Stay safe, stay well, God bless. Remember that Jesus loves you, and I love you too.